Hey everyone, it's Jason. Today we have Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, the Rangers Ally Pack number 1. So this is basically a collection of various Rangers from different series. We have Ninja, SPD Shadow Ranger, Magna Defender, Phantom Ranger, and Zeal Ranger. And it was just a way for them to get some more popular characters or side characters into the game without having to flavor for like some upcoming sets, because then you'll be able to see like, oh, like this is kind of the theme or thought, but you're kind of like also like the Sixth Rangers to an extent. It's not the core team, so they can still release the core team yet. So we'll crack this open. Take a look what we got. I was just talking about who we have, integrating them, explaining the Zeal Ranger's abilities. He has some special effects. And then Phantom Ranger also has some special abilities, and we'll just take a look at them when we get to the cards. There are all of them in the display case. Then they kept them the same colors as the teams. It's like blacks and blues. Alright, let's open up some character cards. We'll do the character cards and then we'll kind of go from there. We'll open up all the other pack later, or second. So we're going to start off with Ninja from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. So indicated by the lightning bolt. So he's the creator of the power coins. The power of Ninja. Once per battle, each Ranger may look at the bottom card of their deck and may swap that card with a card from their hand. So that'd be a good way to, get some cards back. Or I can't really use this card, get a different card. Or you can stack your deck. So here's Ninja. I'm going to slide these guys out of the way. Here's Ninja's miniature. I don't know if he's technically like, kind of actually just sort of like a robot, because he has like armor and stuff, but I don't think he's actually a robot. I used to have the figure. Alright, where are his cards here? Alright. Alright, so he has Encouraging Words, 0 cost reaction, 3 shields. Play this card when another Ranger rolls any misses, results during attack. That Ranger may choose one card from the discard pile and put it back on the bottom of their deck. So this works well with his character ability, because you could roll some cards, miss something. Oh, you can at least put a card back, then you can use that to swap it with that card that you specifically knew you had. So he's got 2 of them. He's got Flying Kick, which, if you've watched all the other videos you've seen before, I believe on, it was either the Yellow Ranger or the Pink Morphing Ranger. It's the exact same effect. 2 roll 2 dice, gain 1 star. So it's cool that they're going to repeat cards over and over, like some of the more, I don't want to say generic, but like some of the more basics named cards. Like they don't have like a specific character names or abilities. He's got Nimbus Strike, so 3 attack. Instead of choosing a target, choose a keyword such as fast, guard, or passive. This attack deals its full attack to up to 3 enemy cards with that keyword. That's pretty devastating. So you can only hit ones with those abilities, so if they don't have a lot with those, it's not going to do as much, but you could do it up to 3 different 3 different enemies. So it's pretty cool. That's like his signature weapon. We have the Ninjato Blade. 3 attack, 3 dice. After this attack resolves, you may place this card on the bottom of your deck instead of discarding it. So this again works well with his other ability. You can put it on there, you can swap it to get it back right away. And he's got Showboating. Reaction. Play this card when an enemy card without the passive keyword resolves to prevent all effects of that enemy card. Gain 1 energy, skip the next ranger step in the battle. So if there's like some big devastating card coming up, you could play this to skip that card as long as it's not a passive one. But you lose an extra turn, so you're going to get hit by whatever the next one is. But it could be a good way to plan, or skip the very last card. And then Unlock Potential. Play this card after any ranger exhausts a Zord. To ready that Zord card, you may play this card in any battle regardless of location. That's actually pretty cool. Just exhaust any Zord, you can play it regardless of where you are. So that's Ninjor. Kind of an interesting character. Next up, we have the Gold Zeal Ranger. So this one, if you watch my videos, you've already seen I've done a Gold Ranger video. This is the exact same character. The difference is the single box video I did was the Kickstarter exclusive sculpt. This is the exact same cards, but it also gives you the ability. The reason why they were fine releasing it twice is because it has 2 different abilities. So you can play the Jason Lee Scott version or the Triforia version. So now if you've had both, if you've been buying all the Kickstarter stuff, and you have 2 sculpts of this character, you could play both at the same time because you have 2 decks, 2 different character cards. So what's unique about the Gold Ranger is he has these little Gold Ranger abilities. So they trigger off of his cards. So Heart of Gold. Each time you play a card, in addition to its normal effect, you may reveal 1 card from your hand and resolve the gold ability, I'm going to call it, of the revealed card. If you do, place the revealed card on the bottom of your deck and draw 1 card. So when you play a card, you can play another card and use just that special ability and then draw a new card so you're not losing a card out of your hand. If you're playing the Triforia version, though, each time you play a card, in addition to its normal effect, you just resolve the ability on that card, and you may spend 1 energy to resolve it a second time. So here is the Zeo Ranger, Gold Zeo. And let's look at some of them cards so we can see exactly what those abilities are. So we have Armored Blow here. 2 attack, 2 dice. So if you play this, you get to roll 2 dice. And then if you're playing the Tray card, Tray of Triforia, you get to play this ability as well. So then you also get a Ranger of your choice may draw 1 card. That Ranger may then choose 1 card from their hand and place it on top of their deck. If you're playing as the Jason Scott version, you could play another card and then you can play just this ability. So like you can play, for example, we have Golden Armor, it's just a reaction. So when you play a card with any ranger suffers damage, reduce that damage by 2. Move 1 hit token from an enemy card of your choice to play another enemy card. So the difference here would be, so if I had these 2 cards, play the Tray version, I would use both effects here or both effects here if I played that one. If you're playing the Jason Scott version, you would get, if you played the Armored Blow, you get the attack, but then you could get the move 1 hit token part, or you could play the reaction part of the Golden Armor to reduce damage, but then you could add in the let them draw a card. So it's kind of the difference on which way you want to go, instant effect or delayed effect. The instant effect means any card you play, you get all the effects, but the delayed one, you could potentially, because you're going to have every card in your hand, you're going to have a lot more different effects to substitute in. I don't think either one's necessarily better than the other. It's just a neat combination. His weapon is the Golden Power Staff. That is 6 dice. That is crazy. And then you get to resolve the gold ability on any one card in your discard pile. So like this one, you wouldn't gain that either way because there's not a special ability. Gold Rush. 3 dice. A Ranger of your choice may choose one card from their discard pile and shuffle it back into their deck. And Inspiring Presence. Maneuver. After you play this card, another Ranger of your choice may immediately play a card, just gain 1 energy. He has one more. He has a Lightning Rod. 2 dice plus 1 hit. You don't see a lot of these cards that give just 1 hit. Deal 1 hit to an enemy card of your choice. So if you played this with the Tray card for 1 damage or 1 energy, you would get a guaranteed 2 damage plus rolling 2 dice. Otherwise, using Jason Lee, you could always guarantee 1 damage with any other attack. So that's interesting. Alright, up next we have the symbol for Turbo Rangers. We have the Phantom Ranger, Mysterious Hero. So he has an interesting ability. Cloaking Device. When you perform a move action, you may move your figure to or from this card. During any battle, if your figure is not on this card, you may move it to a location to join that battle. So when you perform a move action, so instead of moving to one of the spaces in Angel Grove, or wherever location you're playing, or the command center, you can move him to his card. Then, during any battle, whether it's before the battle starts or in the middle of the battle, and you're like, hey, those guys need some extra assistance quick, you can move him off and have him jump in and help out in the middle of a battle, or you can jump in and start a battle for free movement action. So that's actually pretty cool. And there's him, his gun hanging out. If you just had this guy just sitting around, I wouldn't have ever thought he was a Power Ranger figure. He doesn't look like a typical Power Ranger. Alright, let's see what cool effects he has. Some cool cards. His Invisible Hero. Reaction, play this card when any Ranger suffers damage. Reduce that damage by 2. If your figure is on your character card, you may play this card in any battle regardless of location. So, if I'm in combat with someone, I can just play this to help out my team. But if he's sitting on the thing, I can help out any other player on any team. So it makes it more beneficial for him to maybe hang back and then kind of like jump in and help out only if he really needs to. So as you can play these cards to help out multiple combats. Phantom Cloak, you may gain 1 energy, or you gain 1 energy. Move your figure from its current location to your character card. So you can like have him jump out of battle. So that's actually kind of cool too. Because like middle of combat, you can jump in, maybe he helps out, blocks some damage, does some things. Then you can play like a card like this before the Rangers are done if they don't need to take anything else out. Move him back, have him gain energy, prep him to jump for another turn. Phantom Laser, 2 attack plus 1 hit. I like that plus 1 hit. You may ignore the guard keyword when choosing a target for this attack. That's actually pretty good. Guaranteed 1 hit, potentially 5. And it can hit guard characters. He has an X attack. The Power Ruby Blast. Maneuver, deal 2 damage to a number of enemies equal to the number... 2 damage each to a number of enemies equal to the amount of energy spent to play this card. That is pretty dope. 2 guaranteed damage for how much you can spend, and the number just how much you need to spread it out. But the only thing is, it's unlike, let's say, the Power Blaster from Mighty Morphin, where I can pay X and do a ton of damage to one character. He's doing small amount of damage, but to everybody. And then he has Spectre Barrage. 3 dice. If the target of this attack has guard keyword, you may deal any number of hits from this attack to an enemy adjacent to the target instead. So basically you can choose to attack a guard character, and then instead you can shift the damage over to the next guy who is guarding. So if you need to take out that guy more, you can do that. That's pretty cool. And then Wrath Strike. 2 dice. If your figure is on your character card, you may play this card in any location, regardless of location. So he's got 2 cards that let him play stuff while he's sitting on his character card. He's got 1 that moves him back, and the other 2 ignore guard. That's definitely an interesting character. Alright, up next we have Mike Corbett, the Magna Defender. And he is part of Lost Galaxy or In Space? Lost Galaxy. Space is the other one. So this is Lost Galaxy. So it's Avenging Night. Once per battle, after an enemy card deals damage, you may deal 1 hit to that enemy card. Just a free 1 damage. It's not the most spectacular or splashy ability, but it's definitely cool. Just a 1 free hit no matter what. So here's Magna Defender. I know this is like one that a lot of people were waiting for. Big giant billowy cape, which is cool. Makes him a little bit harder to store because he takes up so much extra room. Almost looks like a mini Zord. Which, why do I want to say? I'm not super familiar with that series, but I want to say he turns into a Zord, like grows. It's probably why it kind of looks like one. So his weapon is the Magna Blade. 5 dice. You may ignore guard keyword when choosing a target for this attack. If there's a card named Magna Blaster in your discard pile, you may reroll any number of dice during this attack. So his 1 card is going to power up his other one. So it's that Magna Blaster quick. So he only has two dice, but you may divide the attack from this attack among any number of targets. If there's a card in the Magna Blade in your discard pile, add 2 dice to this attack. So if you played this one first, this also becomes a 4 attack you can divide anywhere, so you can scatter it. If you played Magna Blaster first and you have Magna Blade, you get to roll 5 dice, but you can re-roll any of them and ignore guard. So that's pretty cool that the cards work off of each other. And he has Magna Defense. To play this card, when any ranger suffers damage, to reduce the damage by 2. If there's a card named Magna Defender in your discard pile, reduce that damage by 4 instead. He's only got 2 of them. But you could use something like this with, if you're playing just with these guys, if you were playing with Ninjor, because it lets you swap a card from your hand to your discard pile. So if you had, let's say, this one in your, you had 1 in your hand, or you had 2 in your hand, you could always put 1 in your discard pile, swap it, and then that way you get that bonus. He has Noble Blow to attack. If there's a card named Noble Blow in your discard pile, gain 2 energy. So that's kind of cool. All his cards revolve around having another card in there. Sacrifice. His Maneuver. Discard the top card of your deck. Up to two other rangers in your location each may choose 1 card from their discard pile and add it to their hand, or place it on top of their deck. So it's to help them try and get them cards in there, but still it helps everyone kind of like refill their hand. And Valiant Charge. 2 dice. If there's a card named Valiant Charge in your discard pile, add 2 dice to this attack. So that's actually kind of a neat effect that we haven't seen yet. He gains bonuses based on what cards he has. And then finally we have Anubis Kruger, the SPD Shadow Ranger. Squad Commander. Once per battle, during any ranger's turn, you may spend 1 energy to allow another ranger to perform an attack with 3 dice instead of playing a card. So that's pretty cool. But you just, we don't have anything to do, we can just spend that. So here is the Anubis Kruger. He's got his doggy face. So far, he's the only ranger He got his little walkie out. And his sword. He's the only ranger without a mask on. Here are his cards. We have Bark Orders, Maneuver. Another ranger may immediately play one card. After that resolves, that ranger may place that card on top of their deck instead of discarding it. Oh, so that's kind of nice. You can yell at you to do something, and then you get to use it again. Crowd Control. Roll 2 dice. After this attack resolves, if the target was a foot soldier card, you may perform an additional attack with 2 dice, targeting a different foot soldier. Oh, that's nifty. For 1 cost, you get to do 2 different attacks. It's not even if it beats a foot soldier, as long as it was a foot soldier. There's him with his mask on. Discipline. Play this card when any ranger performs an attack. That ranger may reroll any number of dice during that attack. So it's leadership card. I imagine this should be like one of them ones like that flying kick that would be repeated more often. Judgment. Maneuver. Gain 1 energy. Gain 1 energy plus 1 energy if there's a monster in this location, or plus 2 if there's a boss in a location. Then place this card on top of your deck instead of discarding it. Alright, so you've got cards that deal with foot soldiers, cards that deal with bosses and monsters. Here's his weapon, the Shadow Saber. Special attack. Roll a number of dice for this attack equal to the health value of the targeted enemy card. Before rolling, remove 1 die from this attack for each hit token on the targeted enemy card. Okay, so if it's like a 5 health card and it has 2 damage, you only roll 3 dice. So basically, as long as you roll at least 1 on each thing, you can beat them. That's interesting. They just showed off King Mondo. He has a card that costs 10. That'd be a great card to use that. You don't have to try and find 10 dice. He has Shadow Slash. 3 dice. Before rolling, you may remove 1 die from this attack to gain 2 energy. So it's kind of like, again, kind of like a team league thing. You can gain some extra energy to help out the team, prep them up for attacks. Alright, now let's look at some of the Zords we got. We have Ninja Battle Mode. So exhaust this card to allow up to 3 Rangers to each choose 1 card from the discard pile and place it on the bottom of their deck. So again, that just supersized ability of his regular player card. We have Gold Rangers, Pyramidas. Exhaust this card when any ranger reveals a card for defense. Add +1 defense to that card. Gain 1 energy and deal 1 damage from energy of your choice. So all around, like, defensive helpful card. The Phantom Ranger gets the Attilatron. Exhaust this card when any ranger performs an attack. Gain 1 energy. That ranger may ignore guard keywords when choosing a target for that attack. So that's helpful. Gain extra energy, plus you can ignore guards. The Magni Defender gets his Toro Zord. Exhaust this card after any ranger discards a card for defense. Deal an attack or hit to an already resolved enemy card equal to the number of shields on that card. So that's cool. You can already see what your card is. So you're like, oh, 3, and then I can do 3. I can finish off that last guy. So that one's a little bit more situational, because you have to hope that there's someone that can actually take the damage. Here we have Delta Base for SPD Shadow Ranger. Exhaust this card when any ranger performs a recover action. That ranger may recover +4 shields. That's super helpful. I can save someone easily. And then we do get a Megazord. We get Delta Command Megazord. Power Rangers SPD. And I think they make sure they want to include that, so if you're playing a 5 team with just these guys, you still have your Megazord. So exhaust this card to place the Megazord token at any location. When a ranger moves to the location or performs a recover action in that location, they may power up. I believe power up is what you do in the command center. So instead of like normally you only get to draw 3 or it's up to 6 shields, I believe. Power up just lets you reshuffle everything and gain 1 energy. So this just lets you do it at a location without having to go back to the command center. So that's cool. It's basically a portable command center. Very last thing I have here is this is a pre-order bonus. So this might still be available occasionally on the Renegade's website, the makers of the game. It might not be anymore. I'm not sure. Usually they've been pretty good about having all of their previous Kickstarter, like exclusive stuff available. So this is an alt sculpt of Zeo Ranger Anubis. This is him with his helmet on. So we got the one that comes in the box where you get the doggy version. And then they had the alt sculpt where he actually has his helmet on. Otherwise, the body and stuff are all the exact same. I just thought it was pretty cool that they released him. I'm like, hey, that way if you want to play him with the helmet on so he looks like all the other Rangers. Or you can play the doggy form if that's what you're more familiar with. So it's the slight, not as big of an alt sculpt as like the green, white, or gold Rangers are, but that's still pretty cool. Alright, so that was the Allies pack number 1. They keep making more content for this game, and as I do, I'll keep releasing more stuff. Maybe I'll try and get around to doing some gameplay videos. Check you guys later. Bye.